Hey everyone, I'm real excited to get my truck back. It had a bad wiring issue under the hood there, going to some important parts that communicate to my transmission. Anyways, super happy to get that back so I can take more journeys to the old swim hole. Now, I try to go to Wayfarers Beach at least once a year, and I haven't been down here all year, and it's already the 10th of September, and it's such a beautiful day, even though there's some smoke in the air. I thought I would share this. Of course, there have been wildfires in the west, and that smoke is blowing over to us. We're lucky enough to be able to see the blue skies and be able to tell the clouds apart, right? So, look at that. The water looks kind of low. There shouldn't be that much space between the dock and the water level. On a normal occasion, the water is like right below the dock. Alright, so I don't know if that's too much glare for the phone. I'm going in this direction. Yeah, just wanted to share the point of view as I go into the water. Of course, always the fun part of each dip is entry. So this is the boat ramp. And this is where I'm coming from now. That is the Swan Mountain. So we're at the top of Flathead Lake, kind of up to the eastern corner. And if you can see that bridge, go over the bridge and take a right. That'd be my old neighborhood. Anyways, look at how low this water is. Yeah. Sometimes this is the best place to go swimming, and sometimes there's too much boat traffic. But now that we're at the end of summer, I don't see very many boats and people here. Super chilly. Now, if you go down that way, there's some places we usually jump in, but I'm thinking the water could be too shallow. Ooh, so I want to share my plunge at least. When I first came to Montana, Bigfork was my first home. We lived here from 2009 until 2013. And we went to Hungry Horse, and I got to know as much of that area as I could. And so last time I did a video about me going swimming, I shared Hungry Horse Reservoir. That was our second home, and my third home would be on the side of Blacktail Mountain. So see the mountain, the sun is just above that mountain. You go down almost to the bottom. We lived up that way for a little bit, and then we ended up moving into Kalispell over that way. Anyways, let's see. Can we see the bottom? I'm still on the boat ramp. Now, here's what I do to cheat a little bit is I'm kind of up to my belly. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to crouch down to get a pre-dip in the water. Oh my God, that is so hard. Now the funny thing is I have a hard time getting in water like this, but once I get acclimatized, I also have a hard time getting back out. Now, my point of view is changing little by little here as we move out. And so it's like the woods and the mountains, it all just comes right down to the water. We don't have sandy beaches here, it's just rock going into the water. And when they I think they lower the water intentionally every year, we can walk down here on the rocks that are under the water right there next to that cliff. Anyways, back to my polar plunge. I'm such a wuss. Just think of the people who do this in the middle of January. I'm only at the end of summer and I can barely take it, right? Anyways, I'm always happy to share my adventures, and the reason I started the YouTube channel, the Jody Journey, was just to share about my life and all those little trips I take, because I think since I've come to Montana, one of the little hobbies I've developed with my buddy Rosie is going for a truck ride. So we try to find some place to take a drive, find some place to take a dip, and I was hoping maybe my journeys would expand, so not just around Montana, maybe my journeys will be to other parts of the country and maybe other parts of the world. So that's a nice thought. So it's not important to just travel around the world, but it's more important to meet people and make connections. But one thing I really hope to get out of traveling is finding really cool hiking places and swim holes And so far I feel like I've already got a good start with Montana. Because this is, out of all the places I've lived, I'm from Michigan. I grew up in the Florida Keys, and I lived in Colorado from the age of 20 to 34. Then I moved here. I've been here for 15 years. So this summer was my 15th anniversary. I'm walking onto the rocks now. Getting a little more used to the water here, so I want to show you what's under the water. Big rocks. And sometimes they can be slippery if they get any kind of growth on them. Yeah. Just going out onto the rocks. Oh boy, I found a really big one. Woohoo! Yeah, I'm starting to get used to the water. I'm kind of wondering if we should take a little swim together. Right, that's where I got in at. Now, I've done a lot of videos at this beach with my goose. And I've just been reviewing some of those videos. And so some of the best times I've had living in Montana is the times that I've gone to the lake. Just going outside, you know, real simple. So the most important thing you need to have in this area is a good working vehicle. Ah, I just climbed down a big rock. See that? I'm crouching on this big rock. All of a sudden, it got really shallow. But as I walk, there's going to be a drop off over here, so I got to be careful. Yeah, in wintertime you can walk right on this. There's no water here. Kind of funny. Ah. Let me go on out a little bit. Hang on, go on out a little bit. It's not too horribly wavy. And if it's too choppy, sometimes it'll splash my phone, so not today. I don't want the video to be too long, because I like my parents to be able to see these ones. Now, wow, it's amazing. You can see how the clouds fade out into the smoke. Let me get out there a little more. I love seeing those big logs up on the beach. It looks kind of cool. All the rocks and under the water. And then there we are. You can see the mountains past the hill there. Anyways, I spent the summer working at Willis Huckland, and it's getting to the end of the season. So I'm not really sure how long I've got before I need to find other work. So just to share a little bit about the ongoings and doing some. Trying to enjoy the end of my summer without worrying too badly about what I'm going to do next. So there's lots of work around here. You know, McDonald's is always hiring, right? Walmart. But I'll see if I can do better and find something. So I'm swimming here. I always wear my river shoes when I go to the beach because it's not always pleasant to my feet. But to be honest, I do like to go barefooted. So I was thinking I'm on this phone back up to the truck. I come out and do a few jumps in. It feels so good to jump and dive in the water. And I'll show you where I'm going. Trees all the way down to the water. Yeah, here comes somebody ready to take a boat ride. And this late in the evening, so these guys are probably in time for the sunset. Want to do a little sunset cruise tonight. I had the same thought. I kind of like to be out towards the end of the day and be outside during the sunset if possible. So I might do a video as the sun gets lower because it gets really pretty, but I'm not sure quite what to expect with all the clouds in the sky. And share what our sunset's like tonight. So we'll see how our evening works out. I'm going to work on getting ready for a good dip. Give you an idea where I'm going to soak my head, and I will talk to you soon.